What's up, guys? We're back. New week. It's Monday, 5/18. Got out just now. Yeah, we're back. It's Monday. Another go around of another week of work. Pretty solid weekend. Did some cool stuff with some cool people. To be quite transparent with you guys, kind of was in like a funky little headspace throughout the weekend, and it kind of, as much as I don't like to admit it, it kind of carried over into the work day today. Like I'm all good, don't worry about me, but kind of very inconsistent, I guess, thoughts and emotions. It's kind of been like a roller coaster inside this head of mine ever since like Saturday. Not really too sure why. So it's something that I gotta kind of dig deep into a little bit and sort it out, so it doesn't keep getting in the way a little bit, and continuing and carrying over into other days. So that's something that I got to figure out. That's something on me that I got to do. So we're gonna do it. Because I think that you should always live and experience and feel everything about and within life, but also, hold on, can't necessarily see right now, but also, this lady's not helping me out a little bit. Give me 1 sec. This is a weird moment right now. Okay, finally I can see. All right. Anyways, you should live life as a human, and accept and feel the emotions that you have, both good and bad. But I think that something that a lot of people can learn is that when it comes to feelings and emotions, at least what I like to believe, from what I've heard, is that when you feel good emotions, it's a sign to keep doing whatever it is you're doing. And when you feel bad emotions, you may feel bad in the moment, just with your kind of basic thinking. But really, what I think is pretty cool to think about is that whenever you feel bad emotions, it's nothing but just a messenger that you don't necessarily prefer something, and that it's an area of your life to work on and to improve and to grow and to make better. So that's what I gotta do. Again, it's not like it's like the end of the world. Like, I'm alright. Just my thoughts and feelings and emotions have been a little inconsistent at that since Saturday, and carried over into today, unfortunately. So gotta dig deep into that a little bit, find out why exactly that's happening, and what I have to do to course correct things. But yeah, that being said, not really anything off the top of my mind is screaming at me to tell you guys about. So you guessed it, it's gonna be a little bit of a wing it day, which is what it is. I've been having good thoughts, and I've been writing them down, which is good. So it's honestly kind of like picking out of a hat at this point with these videos of what I want to talk to you guys about. I know it is kind of cool. It's kind of different from how things have been in the past when I was cranking out 5 of these bad boys a week. When I was making 5 videos a week, is that I was really kind of squeezing my brain and kind of just totally emptying it of all, good thoughts that it had, which is a very good thing. It was a little mentally draining, and maybe not draining is the right word, but it was very mentally tiring by the end of the week. But, I think it was a good thing to, exhaust myself in a way mentally, and, try to give you guys any good or helpful or positive thoughts that I had that could help you guys. But now what's happened is that I make less videos a week, so there's more time to think and less time to talk to you guys, and so now it's almost like I have a surplus of thoughts. So while I can't necessarily go as deep into each and every thought like I was doing in the past when I was making 5 videos, I can kind of give you guys a more shallow version, if that kind of makes sense, with a wider range and just a higher amount of thoughts. So yeah, that's kind of what I noticed with everything going on right now with these videos, and who knows if it'll stay that way or if I'll make some more change and go back to making more videos. Who knows? Who knows? But my plan for the rest of the week, I guess, since I'm starting to think about that now, is, of course, I'm not trying to plan, too far ahead in the future, because, who knows what could happen between then. But at least for this week, what I think the plan is that I'm going to come to the office Monday through Thursday, but I'm not going to make a video on Thursday. So what I am going to do is I honestly, I'm kind of jumping around topics and subjects now, but I think I've learned through only working at home like a handful of times now is that I just prefer working at the office. Don't get me wrong, it's very convenient and easy working from home. But I don't know, I feel like I'm just more focused when I'm in the office, and like the amenities at the office are nicer than what I have in my current setup at home. And yeah, I kind of do just like the disconnect of, the office being the office and home being home. I can talk more about that today, honestly, because it's a good topic to talk about in my eyes, but I'll get back to that in a minute. But so for this week with videos, I'll make videos today, obviously, tomorrow, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Thursday, even though I'll be working in the office, I'm not going to be making a video, and the reason for that is that my older brother, shout out, my older brother, he has another one of his, he has another concert that he's doing, and it's in the city where, if you saw like some video X amount of weeks ago, I worked in my company's office that we have in the city, and then just took the subway to where he was playing, and that worked out cool. Kind of crazy, commuting and working from the city and navigating the city. So what I want to do this time is, I remember that there's a shuttle from the office that I'm based out of, that I work out of whenever I go in. There's a shuttle that will literally go from the office to the city. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to work on Thursday as I normally do, just work from the office as I normally do, and then just hop on the shuttle, the company campus shuttle after that, and just ride that into the city, and then from there navigate the subways and get there. So I don't know, I think it'll be a little easier on me. I could be totally wrong, but we're gonna give it a shot, and we're gonna make the best of it. And if it doesn't work out well, we're gonna learn from it. And if it does work out well, we're also gonna learn from it, and we're gonna keep doing it. So again, all is good. These risks that we're taking every day, like all is good at the end of the day. Yeah, just to, I guess, mention one more thing before we get into, I guess, talking about what might be the main topic for today. Who knows? But yeah, thoughts have just been thoughts, feelings, and emotions over the past few days have just been like a little inconsistent. Like nothing, no like deal breakers, nothing bad, nothing terrible, but it's just been inconsistent a little bit. Kind of falling in and out of tune of who I am and what and who I want to be and what I want to be thinking and what I want to be doing. Being a little consistent and staying in tune with that. You know, and I think it's weird because it's, whether it be, you know, at home, in school, at work, or really just like any social setting, it's very easy to get dragged into, I guess, like the societal mold and way of thinking, and really just it's really easy to get dragged into living just a normal life and nothing else. And one thing that I'm trying to do, that, you know, I've been continually, I guess, harping you guys on, that I'm also trying to, you know, practice what I preach, you know, and don't be one of those guys, but, you know, just questioning yourself and the world around you, and you know, dreaming your greatest dreams, and you know, just doing what you can to make those true and make those become real. And it is probably the one thing that everyone in their life should do, but it's very difficult. You know, not necessarily the way of getting there, but just the way of escaping the reality and really like the world that you're already in. I'm not saying that the world has no good to it, like that we all live in. I'm not saying that at all. There's a lot of good and a lot of beauty to it, but there's really an infinite more to be had if you can almost just get out of what you think of what the world is right now, and I guess the Matrix in a way. I hope this is making sense. I'm trying to do my best to describe it to you guys, but you know, there's a lot more out there than you think, and with that, a lot more good and beauty out there than you think. But it's kind of difficult, because in order to, you know, achieve it and live it, you have to, you know, leave the cave. You have to escape the Matrix. You almost have to like disconnect yourself from the world and society and everything you know, in a way, to allow yourself to be open to and receive everything else that's out there, all the other good stuff that's out there. And it's not an easy thing to do, because, you know, unless you're one of those people that, you know, maybe I'll be one of those people one day, but unless you're one of those people who just kind of fall off the face of the earth, like just go completely off the grid for X amount of time, and just you know, live in the mountains with, you know, the monks, and, you know, just totally disconnect from everything about society, and just do that for however long, and, you know, you can disconnect and then awaken yourself, and then, you know, learn and understand and practice and you know, make real all that is to be had out there. But most of us don't do that. You know, we're all kind of like what I'm doing at least for the time being, in a way where, we wake up and, we go through our morning routine and we go to work, and, like, work is work, and we're all just surrounded by people who are all doing the same thing all the time. Like, so we go to work, we come home, and we're with our friends and family who are doing the exact same thing. And even from very early ages, almost like the moment you're born, you're kind of taught to think and to act and behave in certain ways and believe certain things, and hold certain things true and everything else false and nonsense and not real. And it's tough because you're raised that way from birth, and then your family and your friends and your school and your job and everything else that I'm forgetting, as great and as meaningful as those things are, if we allow them to, they really can just hold us in place and keep us from actually realizing the truth and living our full absolute potential as human beings. And it's kind of scary because it kind of just resonated with me a little bit today. I guess with the inconsistent thoughts I was having, I was able to realize that I'm trying to break the mold and to really do something good and beautiful with my life. And at times it gets tough because you're making progress, and then I guess you kind of have days like today, which are much needed and are very helpful for you once you learn from it and get past it. But you'll make progress in doing all that, and but you also have kind of difficult days, and you'll have days like today where you feel like you're taking like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in a way. Just clawing your way out of the cave, out of the matrix, whatever you want to call it, out of the mold of society and just the world and the limitations that we put on ourselves of what we can do and what we can be. I feel like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And today was a 1 step back where I just kind of felt myself getting dragged back into really the place where, as great as it is on the surface, it's not where I want to be. I think that there is so much more than just what lies on the surface. And again, the surface is great, but there's so much more out there that you shouldn't just limit yourself to just what is on the surface. Because you don't have to. Like, you just don't have to. You have the power not to, and you just don't have to. So yeah, it's definitely good that I realize stuff like this, and I do think it's good to not only share all the good stuff with you guys, but also kind of days like this where you kind of take that 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. If you net that out, you're still moving forward. And really, come to think of it right now, if so long as you learn from that 1 step back, you can begin to take 3 steps forward, 1 step back, and then 4 steps forward, 1 step back, and then before you know it, you're taking like 20 steps forward, and keeps going up, and eventually you're just walking and you're just not taking any steps back. The stride is getting longer and longer, and before you know it, you're in the place you want to be and more. So yeah, and again, that's what I kind of like about this thing that I'm doing, is that, it is like, pure and authentic what you're getting. You're not getting some character, you're not getting some personality, some business, something trying to sell you something, whether it be a product or some personality or anything like that. Something that just isn't, genuine and authentic. Like you are again just exactly what is me, and nothing more, nothing less. I'm just trying to take you guys along on the journey that I'm going on, and trying to do what I can to help out other people in any way possible. I think that's all what it comes down to. I don't necessarily like the word being a servant, but I'm kind of just that, being a servant to you guys. And in a way, sacrificing myself to help out you guys. And I know that kind of sounds like a lot for a dude that just sits in a comfy car and makes videos talking to himself for like 30 minutes. But, just putting some spotlight and putting myself front and center and kind of on the chopping block a little bit, and just kind of sacrificing myself in that way to again just do what I can to help you guys out, and at least realizing and achieving your full potential in what life in this world, in this universe kind of really is. And again, I'm learning more and more about it every day. Sometimes I take 2 steps forward, 1 back, but again, when that happens, I share it with you guys. So I'm learning for myself. Hopefully you can learn from me too, and we can all just grow and get 1 step closer together each and every day. So yeah, and it's kind of cool too, because it's always I'm always able to, if something's going on with me, if it's like physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like anything, I can always like sort things out myself and fix things myself. But what's also nice is that while I can sort those things out and fix them offline, not talking to you guys, when I do call out exactly when things aren't really as perfect as I want them to be, even just kind of talking about it in the moment, it really helps to fix things a lot quicker than, say, it would normally take if I were to try to handle them offline. So I don't know, maybe if you're going through some struggles, start a YouTube channel is what I'm saying. I don't know, but because who cares, right? Like, who's gonna judge you? And I know it's tough, especially with like close friends and family and people that you hold near and dear to yourself, to have them know that you're kind of doing something a little out of the ordinary and say something like this. But I think I heard something really cool. I think it was yesterday. It was this quote from Aaron Rodgers. Maybe you heard it too. It was on a podcast. I don't know how old the podcast is, but he said this thing, and he was like, don't worry about getting criticism from people that you wouldn't ask advice from. And that was something that resonated with me a lot, That's something that resonated with me a lot, because, in a way, some people more than others, for sure. I'm kind of one of those people, or at least I was at one point, but we all have a little bit of, being a people pleaser in all of us. And again, some more than others, but I was always kind of one of those people growing up who had a lot of people pleasing within me. And it's something that I've worked on. Of course, I'm kind of maybe confusing you guys, saying that you should serve others and be a servant to other people and help other people out, but don't be a people pleaser. And again, it is a dichotomy. You really do have to take care of yourself before you take care of others. But once you take care of yourself enough and you put yourself and allow yourself to be in a good spot, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all that, then you can start to help out other people, and then it'll make you feel even better yourself even more. So, again, you just have to kind of you have to get your priorities straight between helping yourself and helping others. But, just know that there's a difference between helping others and always trying to please others and sacrifice yourself and really fall out of tune with who you truly are to, do that for other people. And one, again, kind of going back to that quote that I'm paraphrasing, but I kind of forget what he said, but it was don't take too harshly criticism from people that you just wouldn't seek advice from in the first place. So yeah, that resonated with me a lot, especially with this and all of this other stuff that I'm trying to do. So yeah, I think that's something good to keep in the back of your mind if you're someone kind of like me, where sometimes you can be a little bit too much of a people pleaser, or think a little too hard and worry a little too much about what other people think about you. So yeah. What else? I feel like there's a little more that I could have talked about regarding that. Can't really remember it right now though. All good, but yeah, I guess because this is just crossing my mind, going back to the whole inconsistent thoughts. Like, for example, I'd be at work and it's weird because with the way that I've been thinking recently and the things that I've been learning and realizing and beginning to understand, one of them is like just the general topic of know and understand what's important, what's truly important to you in life. And you get to decide ultimately at the end of the day, like, what is important to you in your life and in your world. And the stuff that you do decide is important to you, like, hold it near and dear to yourself, care about it, work hard on it, and yeah, just hold it close and near and dear to your heart. But the stuff that you decide isn't ultimately important to your life, do exactly the opposite. Just drop it. It's nothing but heavy baggage weighing you down and slowing you down and preventing you from truly doing the things that you want to do and being the person that you want to be. So just drop it. You have the power to, you have the control to, so just drop it. But and those are very good thoughts to have and very good things to do in your life. But what's weird, and why I say, like, I feel like I'm being dragged back into the matrix and the cave and the mold of what society wants you to be, is like, I've kind of I've begun to reach some conclusions of what is and what isn't important in my life. And it's kind of, I realized today that with work right now, it's a lot of the stuff that's going on that is of the most high importance, and stuff that is quite pivotal for the company and my team and myself individually within this job that I have. Like, it doesn't necessarily line up with what I've been thinking of what is and what is important, and my values and beliefs surrounding that. So it's kind of weird because, like, I'm having these more freeing thoughts, but at the same time I feel like with work and maybe some other stuff too, that I'm trying to let go of the baggage, but I feel like I'm just also forced to hold on to it in a way, which I'll just have to do some more some more thinking, soul searching about all that kind of stuff. But, you know, if you feel the same way about yourself and your life, just know that, you know, you're not the only one that thinks the same way. There's probably a lot more people that think that way than you think. But yeah, so I know I'm almost home now, so I'm just going to say one more thing because I feel like that ends that topic, that puts it in a good spot. But I think one thing that's very important to me, and this goes back to the very beginning of the video, if you've stuck with me throughout this 30 minutes, but one thing that's very important to me is, and this is something I learned in COVID, but, you know, let home be home, let the gym be the gym, let school be school, and, you know, let the office be the office. I think it's very important to not intermingle those things too much, because I think in, you know, one way or the other, you can really drive yourself crazy. So I think it is very important just to not only mentally but physically, you know, be able to move around and, you know, let places of stress, like say the office or school or the gym or any other place that I'm leaving out, you know, let those places be those places, and, you know, let your home be your home. Let your home be the place not of stress, but of the place that you come home to, the place of comfort and love and people that you love. You know, let that be your home, and not any of those other stuff, that stressful stuff that can get to us sometimes. But yeah, I'm home now. Just remember that there's a lot more to you than you think. Remember to ask me questions, leave suggestions, and, you know, share these videos if you think it could be helpful for any person you know or just anyone in general. And, you know, if you're going through tough times, just endure. You know, just go with the flow, roll with the punches. Don't swim against the tide as much as you can. And, you know, whatever it is you go through, just make it to the end. You know, come out the other side and really learn from everything that you went through, good and bad. And, you know, based off what you learned, just allow your life to become better because of it in one way or the other. But yeah, just remember that, you know, life is good, life is beautiful, as it always has been, as it always is, and as it always will be. And we'll talk tomorrow.